Hi friends! Today we are going to make this super colorful lantern here. And it's going to take a few steps, okay? So we're going to start off by making the background out of these washable markers, okay? And to do this whole thing, you will need the things that you see in front of you here on the screen, in front of me. Scissors, a glue stick or just regular glue, your washable markers, white paper, black paper, and the hole punch, I suppose, is optional. But I did use one to put some raffia in mine to hang it up with. You could use any kind of string for that though. Okay, so we're going to start off, like I said, with the washable markers because we're going to draw what we're going to have in our lantern first and then go over it with a paintbrush. Oh, that's another thing you'll need. Oh, paintbrush and water. Let's get started. So there are a few things that you could put in your lantern. You could do a star. And I'm going to kind of go through this quickly, so you can just watch and then do yours, or you can, go back and forth, pause and stop. And I'm going to show you 3 different ways that you could make the coloring that's going to be inside of the lantern. So here's one, a star, and then a wet paintbrush. This is just water going over the ink from the washable marker. And I'm trying not to mix the two because, I would like these to remain 2 separate colors. I just want to spread the color around a bit. The second choice, which is the one that I ended up picking, is to just make a rainbow. And here I'm realizing that I've got lots of different oranges. And I'm just making 2 or 3 lines per color. I'm not really coloring solid though, because I want the wet paintbrush to do that. So you can sort of see some white paper in between my lines there. And you can do more than this, or you can do less, but I really wanted mine to look like a rainbow for this. And then I'm going over with just the wet brush, and I'm just going over each color, back and forth within that color, then on to the next after rinsing the brush a little bit. The water itself will kind of bleed into the next. You can see that orange creeping all the way down if you look at it closely. So I'm not going from top to bottom. And then our third choice would be sort of a burst. I just wanted it to look like light or fire, like it is an actual, candle lantern. So I'm laying down the yellow with just sort of rays or bursts of lines going outward, and then some orange in the middle and out around the edges. And then I'm gonna go in with that wet paintbrush to just sort of blend those colors together. This one takes a little bit more water than the others do because I am trying to mix those 2 colors. And after you have done your color, what your inside of your lantern is going to look like, you're going to put that to the side and let it dry while you begin working on the rest of the project. I'm showing you how to cut out the lantern on white paper with this part because it's easier to see. Pay attention to where the crease of the paper is and ask a grown-up to help you with that if you need it. I don't want you to put the drawing or to cut on the wrong side of the fold. So the fold is where I'm pointing right there. And I'm going to draw half of the lantern on that so that then when I cut things out I can then just unfold it, okay? Now, I am making sort of a diagonal line. The inside of the lantern is about six inches tall, and it's probably about 4 inches at its smallest part wide. Now, you don't have to make yours where it gets bigger up at the top and wider like I did. You could just make a big rectangle. I'm sort of just showing you how I made each piece here. And it's much more simple to put it on the fold of a paper like this, because then when you cut it out, you only cut out one side. It's also a nice trick when you're cutting out a heart, you know, if you've ever done that. This is sort of the same thing, and you might need a grown-up's help with this part, or you might want to practice a time or two. So now I'm cutting out on the black paper that you actually see the finished project with. And notice that I'm keeping it folded shut while I'm cutting it out. And I did not have to draw those lines on the other side of the paper then. You know, you just draw them on the one side and keep it folded up nice and tight, which takes a little bit of practice sometimes, and that's okay. And we're cutting all of that excess away. And see, now we're going to open it up. It's a little stuck together. And there we go. Once your paint or your watercolor is dry, you can take the pieces you've cut out and lay them on top and see how you like it. Notice that I'm sort of just turning it around, playing with the shape. You might decide you like it one way and don't like it the other. And then once you've got that way picked out, you hold it still and lightly make some pencil lines around so you know exactly where to cut. Now, you can do this how I've done here, or you could just glue that lantern down where you want it and then cut out all the excess that's around it. That's up to you. So after you watch me cut all of this out, I'm going to use my little glue stick and glue the pieces together and then cut the excess out as well. That's why I'm saying you could sort of skip that part that I just did and just glue this lantern top directly to that colorful piece that you made. Then just cut all of the excess paper out, instead of doing this extra step that I'm doing here. But either way, it's fine. So don't forget to have one of your grown-ups take a picture and send it to me, because I want to see that you guys are working hard and being creative. Any artwork that you make, I'd love to see pictures of if you ever want to send it to me. You may also check out one of the previous videos I did. The one I just did, actually, called Paper Candles, was made a lot like the trees that you guys all made on that Thursday right before we went home for distance learning again. And if you've noticed these cute little houses that are sitting on my desk, we are going to get into some things with those in my upcoming lessons. So look forward to those and have fun. And remember, it's not, supposed to look perfect. It's okay to make mistakes, right? And, you can try a few times before you actually cut out the piece that you are happy with. That happens with grown-ups and professional artists too. You know, we don't always do it exactly the way we wanted to the first time. So just have fun. I will see you soon, I hope. Bye, guys.